I still can't believe I saw Stray Kids live, despite it being like almost 2 days now. And so when I realized this information, that might take a while, I want to talk about like everything that went wrong, both with the weather, that of course wasn't anyone's fault, and with the Idays organization that could have been like a lot better. So first of all, we got like a lot of last minute information. Firstly, that the gates opened at 1:30 instead of 4 p.m. That was really bad for anyone that came from further away, because of course they had booked transportation for like the right time for gates opening. So yeah, a lot of people had to get there once the gates were already opened and a queue for a long time. It wasn't like great on their part. And also we knew just the day before that we could bring light sticks. So people who had them, of course, brought them, and it was great. But a lot of people, including myself, did not buy them because we thought we just couldn't bring them. So it could have been a lot nicer, a lot more like luminous, the audience. And yeah, that was kind of a bummer. Also, we came to realize that there were people camping there from the night before, despite it being like explicitly banned by the Idays organization, and no one really did anything because the authorities said it was like illegal, just banned by the organization. And so yeah, that was really not great on the other people's behalf. And yeah, I don't really even know how they did it, because you couldn't bring inside any camping equipment like chairs or tents, so perhaps they lived close by and just brought them back. But yeah, that wasn't great. But anyway, we were kind of privileged because we had pit tickets and we lived just an hour away, so we left at like 10 a.m. and still got there by a decent hour, and we were not at the very beginning, but in a decent spot in the pit queue. So okay, that was decent, but like the queues, the organization was just awful. Like the red general admission entrance and the pit entrance were like kind of mushed together at the beginning and then just kind of separated, and there was no one telling you which way to go. So a lot of people went in the wrong queue and had to cross over, and of course that created a lot of issues. And also we were told that there were people actually like purposely trying to sneak in the pit queue from the red entrance, and that also created like a lot of time wasting. And also I don't think the gates actually opened at like 1:30. At 1:30 we started like going forward a bit, but we're just getting more and more moved together. I don't think anyone was actually getting in, and that means that we actually got in like about 3:30 to 4 p.m. I think. We really stayed in that park for hours and hours on end. And actually the bathroom situation wasn't that great either, because there was a couple of bathrooms back on the street, but we kind of passed them at about noon, and it was really hard to get back to them. And then the other bathrooms were right at the last stretch of the queue, so you couldn't really go to them unless you want to lose your spot to get in. So we had to get them where we were on the other side, because all the queues like kind of wrapped around the red entrance with a U. We went around the tree, and there was another red entrance that we didn't know where it went. It looked like a snake. We don't know what was going on there. But anyway, you had to cross over and have someone like take your spot. And yeah, the bathrooms were absolutely, like, I don't know how they managed to get that filthy, since, as I said, maybe there were, I don't know, 3,000 people in front of us, not that many, and some bathrooms were completely ineligible for the condition they were in. I really hope for the other people that once they were inside, the bathrooms like inside the pit area were better, but like I was so traumatized that I did not want to go to the bathroom again during the whole concert. So yeah, that was a thing as well. And when we finally managed to get in, we did manage to get like a pretty decent spots. We were kind of in the middle, right in front of the stage, and not the part that jutted out. But yeah, it was already like really cramped. Like at the very beginning, you could kind of manage to get a towel down and sit down, but that kind of went away by the time, I think by the time Bunker 44 came out. I haven't seen anyone like trying to sit down after that, because we really were by the time like really shoulder to shoulder with everyone, and it just kept getting worse throughout the evening. At one point they were saying people were fainting at the very front, and they told us to move backward, but we couldn't because we had just people on our backs. So yeah, that was kind of bad. But anyway, the Italia pre-show was really great. I loved the DJ and the dancers, and yeah, it was still very hot, like all the morning. It did rain a little bit, but then it was really hot. So I'm glad they brought a lot of stuff to like kind of fight that. But then there was the Bunker 44 show, which was good as well, and the NMIX, of course. It started raining during last stretch of the NMIX concert, so they realized as well they were like really sorry. But the concert was great. They performed a lot of their songs and also kind of did a spoiler for the next comeback. And also Lily sang Taylor Swift, which is so iconic. But anyway, it started raining during the last stretch of their concert, and then it continued for the last like at least 30 to 40 minutes, and it was raining like a lot. Like, I don't think you realized how much it was raining. It was like a wall of water. Like all of us had like ponchos, and I had a waterproof hat, and we took out umbrellas since no one was on stage. But I still managed to get my like fingerprints looking like I was in the pool for 1 hour. Water got into my hard plastic bag, and yeah, it was really bad for everyone. And the ground kind of turned into a pool, so all of us had our shoes like filled with water. And due to not being like trash cans anywhere and people all littering all around the place throughout all day, there were kind of like random plastic bottles and random plastic pieces floating all around the place. So yeah, that was not that great either. I kind of managed to use it to my advantage by like stepping onto plastic bottles to get a little bit more height for the water. But yeah, that was not a good situation. And eventually it did start to clear a bit, and we were all like chanting "San, San," and yeah, unfortunately it did stop eventually. So they started clearing everything to get Stray Kids on stage. But yeah, that half hour was pretty traumatizing. Like they told me that a lot of people left, especially young kids with mothers. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted for them to stay there. And there were even people that didn't have like ponchos or things for the water, and they were just there in the rain, completely exposed to just keep their spots. So yeah, that was pretty not great, but of course it wasn't anyone's fault. But then the Stray Kids concert started, and okay, that was absolutely insane. They're great as always, and yeah, the show was great. There were also like a lot of problems with smoke. There was fireworks, but I don't think they knew there would be either, because one of them like ran to the front to see them as well. So that was nice. But I don't know if it was due to the organization and to the like fear that it would rain again, or maybe because they had to take a flight to go to London. It was like really short, a lot shorter than they said it would be. It had to end like around like 11:30 and then at 10:30. And so yeah, I don't think they performed all the songs they wanted to, and they really did not like talk a lot. We thought that like Chan would do a speech at the end, like he usually does, and instead we didn't. And we had like a fan action planned for that. We wanted to like sing after the speech, or sing doing either Beautiful or Cover Me if they made them, but they didn't sing them and they didn't have a speech there, so we were just like there, and we couldn't do any fan action. It was kind of sad, but. Oh well, now this isn't Stray Kids, will probably fear the rain or something, and it was kind of bittersweet because, as I said, it was a lot shorter, and we didn't get a teaser of their new album either. They kind of at the end made us chant "Tick Tick Boom" for like 5 minutes, and we thought they was just going to get changed and then come back, and instead they just kind of shut down everything, and there were people coming and collecting things from the stage, so we kind of realized that way that it was over. It was like kind of, we were really weirded out. Some of us didn't move for like a lot of time. But yeah, that was it. And yeah, so the Idays organization was really not the best, but we hope Stray Kids had a great time here in Italy, and will come back perhaps, hopefully with like an actual stadium date. So there will be things overhead and actual sitting places, because yeah, the Hippodrome was really not it. But yeah, there were like a lot of us. The screen showed like over 66,000 at one point, and it wasn't even near the start of the Stray Kids part. So yeah, I hope everyone had a great time, and they had to, and they'll come back, because I really want to see them again.